Making a single new drug takes around 12 years. It costs over $2.5 billion. And 9 out of 10 attempts fail completely. It is one of the slowest, most expensive, most broken processes in all of business. Now, the company you know for making video game graphics cards, Nvidia, thinks it can rip that process apart and rebuild it, and it just put $1 billion on the table to prove it. This is the story of how the chip company is quietly trying to take over the drug industry, and why it might actually work. To understand the bet, you have to understand the problem. Discovering a drug is basically a search. Somewhere out there is a molecule that fixes a disease. But the number of possible molecules is almost unimaginably large, more than the number of atoms in the universe. Scientists have to find the needle in an infinite haystack. The old way is slow and brutal. Teams physically make and test thousands of compounds, one batch at a time, hoping one works. Most don't. Then comes years of animal testing, then human trials in 3 phases. And at every stage, candidates die. By the time something reaches patients, more than a decade has passed and billions have been spent, mostly on failures. Here's the number that should stop you. When you add up all the failed attempts and the cost of the years themselves, the price of bringing one successful drug to market is estimated at over $2.5 billion. That cost is why medicines are so expensive. It's baked into the whole system. And for decades, nobody could fix it. So where does a chip company come in? Here's the key idea. That impossible search, testing molecules, can be done by a computer instead of a lab bench. Not thousands of molecules, billions, virtually, before anyone touches a test tube, and the machines that are best on Earth at running billions of calculations at once. Nvidia's AI chips, the same technology that powers ChatGPT and the entire AI boom. Nvidia saw this and made its move. In January 2026, it teamed up with Eli Lilly, one of the biggest drug companies in the world, and together they pledged $1 billion over 5 years to build an AI lab aimed squarely at drug discovery. They built what's now the most powerful supercomputer in the entire pharmaceutical industry. Its only job to find new medicines faster than humans ever could. And it's not just Lilly. Roche, another pharma giant, is deploying Nvidia's chips too. AstraZeneca is buying an AI company outright to speed up its cancer research. GSK, Pfizer, nearly every major drug maker has now signed an AI deal. Nvidia is also investing directly into smaller AI drug startups, wiring its technology into the entire industry. This is the Nvidia playbook. They did it with gaming. They did it with crypto mining. They did it with AI. Find an industry that suddenly needs massive computing power and become the company that sells everyone the shovels. And make no mistake about how big those shovels already are. Nvidia's data center business, the chips that power all of this, pulled in over $60 billion in a single quarter, up 77% in a year. The company even restructured how it reports its business around AI factories and data centers because that's where the money now is. Pharma is just the newest customer walking into a store that's already printing money. Now, big promises are easy. So, is this real or just hype? Here's the example that made the whole industry pay attention. A company called In Silico Medicine used AI to design a brand new drug for a serious lung disease. Not tweak an existing one. Design a new molecule from scratch. The traditional path to get a drug like that into human trials, 6 to 8 years, and $100 to $200 million. In Silico did it with AI in about 18 months, for roughly $6 million. And in early 2026, that drug completed a key phase of human trials with real statistically significant results. Let that sink in. The same milestone, for a fraction of the time and a fraction of the cost. McKinsey, one of the world's top consulting firms, estimates AI could eventually save the drug industry $60 to $110 billion a year. That's the prize Nvidia is chasing. Not selling a few chips. Rewiring the economics of an entire industry. and the rules themselves are starting to bend toward this future. In 2026, the FDA, America's drug regulator, launched a special fast-track pilot, picking 10 companies whose drugs were designed with AI to move through early trials under a quicker review. The FDA and Europe's regulator even released a shared rulebook for how AI should be used in developing medicines. When the referees start writing new rules for your game, you know the game has changed. Now, before you go and bet your savings on this, here's the part the hype videos skip. Despite more than 200 AI-discovered drugs now in human trials, the number that have received full approval and are actually on pharmacy shelves is 0, not 1, not yet. The gap between AI found a promising molecule and AI created a medicine that safely cures people is still enormous. AI is brilliant at the first part, the search, but human biology is messy, and drugs still fail in late trials for reasons no computer fully predicts yet. There have already been failures. AI designed drugs that looked promising and then flopped in human testing, missing their targets completely. So this isn't a magic button. It's a powerful new tool that makes the earliest, most wasteful part of drug discovery dramatically faster and cheaper. The hardest part, proving a drug is safe in real humans, still takes years and still can't be rushed. The first fully AI-discovered drug to win approval is expected sometime in the next year or two. Analysts put the odds at around 60% that it happens by 2028. When it does, it'll be a genuine turning point, but it hasn't happened yet. Step back and look at the bigger board. Every major drug company now faces a choice: adopt AI and these chips, or risk being left behind by rivals who can discover drugs faster and cheaper. That's a powerful position for Nvidia. It doesn't have to bet on which drug wins. It just has to sell the computing power to everyone racing to find them. Whoever wins the drug race, Nvidia gets paid, and it connects to a story you might already know. This is the same reason Nvidia became one of the most valuable companies on Earth during the AI boom. It sold the chips everyone needed. Now it's running that exact playbook on a new, multi-trillion-dollar industry, human health. If it works, drug discovery becomes a computing problem. And Nvidia already owns the computing. So here's where we land. Drug discovery has been broken for decades. Too slow, too expensive, too many failures. AI powered by Nvidia's chips is the most serious attempt yet to fix it. The early results are genuinely stunning. The hype is genuinely overdone. Both things are true at once. If this works, it doesn't just make one company richer. It could mean cheaper medicines, faster cures, and a complete rewiring of one of the most important industries on the planet. So the real question, is Nvidia about to do for medicine what it did for AI and quietly become the most important company in human health? Or is this the most expensive science experiment in history? Tell me what you think in the comments. And if you want the money stories behind the biggest companies on Earth, calmly, without the hype, subscribe. Quick note, this is business analysis, not medical or financial advice. I'll see you in the next one.